People who spend them life I pray to God. People who spend them life I go church every Sunday or Saturday, depending on which denomination them belong to. And all through them life, them can't afford zinc to put on top of them house, that's it no leak. And when we talk about suffer now, we are talking about by just acts of nature. You know, them house want fix, them water lock up, them have no light, all of these things. But them go church every Sunday. The different people them are worship. Well, I can't tell them is one God, but them are call it different name. And depending on the situation where them find themselves in, them say God bless them, or the other people them is devil. So depending on who is saying what, because of why and when, them feel say when them pray, there's something out there that is listening to them other than themselves. And then disaster come. Poor people who do have nothing more than them little house, and them really find it hard and a struggle. And rain come and watch them house. Rain come and watch them house. And fire accidentally burn down them house. Them need help. And no one know they forgive them help. And them start to pray again. And pray and pray. And them situation get worse. Another man, rain come and him house stand up straight. Nothing happen to him house. Nothing at all. No watchway. Nobody no dead for him. And him fridge pack up and him have whole heap of food. And him pray and say give thanks to God to provide him with all this food, bountiness and all these things. And him is not a sufferer, him can afford it. What are dynamics involved in that situation where people who poor and needy, when the so-called acts of God come upon the earth, it's mostly them feel it. People who spend them life I pray to God. People who spend them life I go church every Sunday or Saturday, depending on which denomination them belong to. And all through them life, them can't afford zinc to put on top of them house, that's it no leak. And sometimes them can't afford food to put on them plate. But them pray to this thing all of them life, and them bring up them children for prayer. And just like how them sit down and a hope and a wish, them cause them children to get up and hope and wish that one day life will be better. All them have to do is pray to this something where them don't know about, them never see it, them never hear about yet. They never hear yet. What is it that is causing people to do this? What is it that is saying, rain come and watch the poor man house? Most of the time, it's poor people feel it when flood come. Because some of them are squatter according to the system. And them know what it is unnecessary to combat the storm or are to help themselves as it relates to food, clothes, and shelter. But them pray feet every day. Please God, let food come from my table. Let me get a work that me can help me pick me for go to school. And so them teach them children for also do the same thing. Pray. And some people might say, well, I told them to have no faith. But from you start to pray to something that you don't know where that something is, who and what that something is. It's faith you have. You never hear the Bible say faith is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of things not seen. It's most faith you have if you have to pray to something where you don't know, never see yet. But you have prayed so it's going to help you in your physical needs. And when you look at the people them out there, we don't go to church, go on with the most craziness. The same thing where you have prayed to that something for is that them have and them not going to church and them not praying. Explain that. Explain that. Why is that we look on the TV and we say almost thousands of children dead because the next people drop bomb on them? Almost 15,000 children them say gone because people drop bomb on them. And then the people who drop the bomb on them give thanks to them God to overcome the enemy and them pick them. Because according to the Bible, not evil, the child upon the mother's breast must dash them against the wall. We're going to take a break again and come forward. Yes. So we are saying, if most of the time when I look around me, I see more people who are suffer, and when I look again, I see some people live okay. And when I look, I see the people them who are suffer. And when we talk about suffer now, we are talking about by just acts of nature. You know, them house want fix, them water lock off, them have no light, all of these things. But them go church every Sunday. And most of these people live in some volatile area where gunshot are fire every night. But them go church every Sunday. No. Some people might argue and say, I true them are wicked, why them a go through all of them things there? Why is it them are wicked? Because them a go through them something there. Once there is a God according to them. If there is a God that demand that you have total obedience to it, total obedience, and if you don't have total obedience, things might happen to you that is detrimental to your survival. In other words, them say is 7 billion people, maybe more upon the earth. Half of them people, they don't even know nothing about this thing that is going to destroy if you don't have total obedience. and the other half might be giving lip service and trying to live in keeping with line with the orders that is given from that book, that holy book. So who is doing total right? Because even according to them, the man who come, who is without sin, all him go get killed and them kill him, hang him up and him have to beg, Father, Father, why you desert me? Let this cup move from me. Him never want what happened to him happen according to them. But them give credence to that death, that killing. People praise it and say, yes, good, him dead for me, and him dead for you, and him dead for everybody. But the earth and the people upon the earth, since that time until now, them thinking get worse. Them thinking get worse, and they are more evil. The man's heart get more evil. Even the people were believing in that story. We just played something a while ago. Worse evil people tend to be religious people. And the others who claim now say, them not religious, but them believe in the Almighty God. And them same one in the majority, but when them house, when rain come, it a leak, fire come burn down them house. Them don't have nowhere, them don't have no family, or them have family, but the family look out themselves. Sometimes the family better off than them. What is it? What is it that is in our mind that tell us that we have to depend upon this thing, this something out there, or else we are doomed? What is it? Who told us? Who let us decide that and start to believe, say, it's we are decided? How come all of us come up with that idea in the Western world? Yeah? I must have to emphasize in the Western world, because not everywhere in the world people believe this thing. Not everywhere in the world people believe, say, there's something out there that is deciding what will happen to you if you do certain things and what will happen to you if you don't do certain things. We give it over to this being, this something that none of us know about. When we come hear about it. And people who get mesmerized and get involved in some personal superstition, accept it as a reality. And it's not no reality, it's faith in my work with. It's not no reality. It's faith in my work with. And it make the faith overcome him or her so much that when something bad happen, them say, well, God know where I do. That's why that happened. If something good happen, them say, boy, give thanks to God. Something bad, them say, God know where I do. Who, after how much hundreds of years, cause us to get involved with such delusion, craziness in our head, that it can't come out, that every time we start to shift, We put something where we are shift from inside of that thing and make it become our, what we call truth. When really and truly, it's not we as individuals decide that truth. That truth was decided for us before we were born. Before we were born, that truth exists. And we were taught, sometimes forced, sometimes ridiculed if we don't believe in it. Ridicule where you get them foolishness from? The mother saying you go to good school, you saying you go to church and all them something there. Why I bring up this morning, this day? I say morning. Why I bring it up? I go in our church Monday. And I can tell you that it's 60 years I never go into that church. 60 years. Yes. As a matter of fact, I was christened in that church. My mother took me to that church, and I remember the white man, the father, who hold me and put him finger upon my forehead, and him christen me and give me a name that is different from the name of my mother and my father give me. And I sit down in the church. I think I did it for about 2.5, 3 hours. I look on the building, look on the motifs on the wall, and knowing, say, this building was built in the name of something that no one in the church know that something, but them believe through faith that something is there. And them build a physical monument. The biggest church in the Caribbean, I was told from I was a child. Them build that monument in the name of that thing. If you go all over the world, you see bigger ones than that. Notre Dame. I mean, they build big buildings, because men love to build buildings in the name of something or someone, and then idolize that something or someone, then build it. Some people, like the man them in Afghanistan, the Taliban them, or the Muslim them, you can't draw them prophet. You can't paint them prophet. You can't make a sculpture of them prophet. Them see it as sacrilege. As a matter of fact, they will put you to death for that. And don't feel no way like them do something wrong. And we over this side, we say, what a wicked man. You mean say him kill the man through the man, paint a picture of Muhammad? Or imagine him head how Allah stay and paint it. Him wicked. And the man who I kill the man in the name of that thing we call Allah. Him no know nothing about it more than him have it in him head and have it as a faith. Faith is a faith. It has nothing to do with the reality of human beings upon earth and mankind as how them breathe and feel, taste, smell, and think. Nothing. It is all about control. How human beings decide they're going to control other human beings. Just like how people make a dog become domesticated. Men make other men and women become pawns to their invention that them call a fate, and make it become the center of our being. And we don't know how we get there, but when we get there, it's very difficult to move out, because it take hold of you so much that them start to instill a thing named fear in the faith. And that is what make the thing become so crazy glue, like a crazy glue. It can't move now. It gets stick. Because when you have the man, the faith, and then you put that thing in the name fear, you know, so you become now a slave to his intentions. So it comes like we are all prisoners of this system that engulfs us. Because man will build the tallest building and adoring it with all sorts of things. And then we get up every Sunday and stand on the pulpit and speak words from that little book, and then control the hundreds of people who is under him. Because most of the time he's up there and he is down there. And when he speak, he's the authority for that thing that you believe in. And he will supervise you and also criticize you if you ever move out of that line. You have to step in line, or else you'll be seen as an unfaithful person that need to be punished by the same thing that is so compassionate and so loving and kind, that he would, according to them, put you in fire for 1,000 years to burn because of your cruel intention against his order. Who come up with these things? Who come up with these things? Last week, I read with the brethren, and the brethren say, I ask him, who write the thing that I live, because he says Moses. It's Moses. And then the other people, them know what they say. So almost is God give Moses all of these things. And people believe it. That thing, by some means of something, spoke to this man and make him write him a write, that him can write the word of God. So anything where you sit there, so Moses is just the vessel that was used to bring that message to those who want to believe. Because most people in the world don't believe that. Don't accept it. Most people in the world. It might look that way because we're in the Western world. And we see most people in the Western world give credence to that. But most people in the world don't believe that. Them say them have 1 billion Roman Catholics. Well, 1/3 of the world population in China, and most of them don't believe that. The Indian them have millions of religions in India, and them don't believe when most of we in the Western world believe. The majority of people right now in Europe is going to, well, I say majority because I talk about the whole life. is now seen as atheist. Atheism is on the rise. But guess what? A whole heap of people still believe, say, there's something out there that is deciding what we should do and what we should not do. It's not we are decide that, according to them, It's something out there decide that. And even though we don't know if something is out there deciding that, we must have a fear factor in it that keep us in line with that something out there that man put out there. Is man put it out there. Because if there was no man, that concept would not be there. And if you never get in contact with that book, you wouldn't have that thinking, that fear. Because people in other parts of the world don't have that fear. Because when them ask for something and them don't get it, them don't create another thing for the opposite of the thing that if you get it and call it devil. If something happened to your car accident or something, people go and say, well, you're lucky, and God save you from broke your 2 foot, and you broke 1 foot. So why would that thing make you broke 1 foot? And then now I must give thanks because it never broke 2 of my foot. What kind of thinking is that? Why should I think that 2 people in a car crash and 1 dead and 1 escape? And the one who escaped is God save him. And the one who dead, you start thinking in your mind, I wonder where him to make him crash, Rasta. But I something him do against God why I'm crashing and dead, That is how a whole heap of people who call themselves Christian think. That is how them think. You walk and you buck your foot, you say, Jesus Christ, my foot. That is how we think. That's how we react. Simple things. We give over to something that we don't know about. We just hear about it since we're born. And there's no one on earth can tell me, say, them use them 5 senses and find out about that thing. They say no one on earth can tell me, say, them use them 5 senses and find out about that thing. Me I talk about them hear that thing, I talk to them with them ears. Them see that thing, I talk to look on them, or them I look on someone with them 2 eyes. Them smell that thing, the scent of that thing with them nose. And them talk to that thing while using the other senses to experience that thing. It's strange, man. So I sat in that church and I think for my days when I used to go there every Sunday. I used to live at Tex Lane. Tex Lane is off North Street. And it's just a little walk across the road to go to the church. And them days there is a white father there on the pulpit and talk Latin. And then when my mother moved, I would go to Woodford Park, Woodford Street. I have to dress up and walk, go down South Camp Road and go to church. And my mother don't go. My mother don't go. According to that, She have to cook in the morning. By the time she don't cook breakfast, she have to cook the rice and peas. Peas too tough, she have to throw rusty nail in the pot. Rusty nail and garlic, suppose it soften up the peas. I don't know how them get that, but all people thinking, and maybe she get it from her grandmother. Maybe it work, because really and truly, it's through experience, it teach you. And that is how we learn things. At least I learn things through experience. That is the greatest teacher. So when a man say why him experience the spirit, I must believe that. I must believe that because it's experience. But if you boil it down to the nitty-gritty, it's just a feeling because of where him bring up with, where him come up with in his life. Him come up with it. Nothing else. It's a feeling, and then him put fear on top of it, and then call it a religious belief.